Okay.
All right.
Yeah, well,
Steve.
Steve, you're on the phone.
Yes. I just want to tell you, when I was in Mexico, I took a trip in my motorhome and I went down to Alcadonas. I went by the border. Mm-hmm. And while I was over there, I was complaining to somebody. I get my teeth done and stuff there. I was complaining to somebody about how bad my arthritis was. Well, he told me to buy this stuff called Biggie oil, but you buy it you have to buy where they take care of horses. And so I bought a bottle, and the past few days it's been working wonderfully, and I started reading on the bottle, and it said not for human use. You think that's just to get around the FDA, or do you think they're trying to say something?
What is it that you bought?
Bigeloil, Biggie oil, Beagle oil.
And you rubbing it on your skin?
Does it have DMSO in it?
Let me see what it has in it. You have to buy it. Active ingredient is menthol 2%, alcohol 60%, carbonaflavorants, lysine green 5 methyl salicate peg 12.
That's aspirin.
Dimacone phosphate 80 SD alcohol 40B triethylamine thiamine and yellow 5 water.
Well, Steve, it's been my experience that when somebody's taking medication that has a farm animal on it and a cross through it, you probably shouldn't be taking it. I would be real careful with it because, I mean, you're looking at liver and kidney problems because it will be absorbed through the skin.
But what kind of is bothering me is I spend hundreds of dollars on all these liquids, these little gels and stuff. They try to help you. And this, I actually noticed the difference. And this is actually the only thing I ever found. And but I understand what you're saying too. But you think it could be a way for them to get around the FDA?
Well, Creig might be right. I mean, they might put that on there just because it's not FDA approved, and they just went through a veterinary thing, and it's not FDA approved for human use. That does not mean that animals take a lot of the prescriptions we have, but in rare cases, some things we use in humans are very caustic to animals. So
vice versa.
Yeah, there isn't I would say it's a 90% rule. 10% of the stuff that we take we shouldn't use in animals or different dosages, and the same thing going with them. So and it might even be a smaller percentage, but what I would do is maybe, do you have a computer that you can research it on the web and see if people...
Yeah, I researched it, and I see where people say that their 90-year-old mother's been using it for many years. I mean, basically we're kind of mammals, right? We're kind of almost the same as a horse, but with a brain. And maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. But what gets me is this stuff actually works.
Well,
I went to the RV show in Quartzsite, and I bought some stuff that was like $40 and used it. And the lady swore it would work. It never worked.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with success up until the point that it causes you a problem. But I would maybe think about asking maybe a veterinary doctor
bring it by, Steve. Bring it by tomorrow. Let me look at it.
Yeah.
Let me look at the ingredients. Just come by the office.
Okay.
Creig will give you a veterinary opinion.
Well, I mean, if you drop it off and you want to run the quarter mile, you may have a problem.
Yeah. Well, actually, you might want to just look it up, and it's Bigeloil. There's a lot of stuff on it, and maybe put it on the program next week.
Well, it's going to be hard for me to talk about something that's not FDA approved and advertise it for people to use, but it's strictly from the Journal of Irreproducible Results, and what I mean by that is...
I know I should be calling it a veterinary show, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, what works for you, Steve, may not work for somebody else, and I appreciate the fact that you've got that, and I think if you're a listener out there, thinking about that, I mean, that's fine, but understand that we're not promoting it, but there are a lot of things that be passed around, what I call the word of mouth routine, try this, it works. And certainly if it's not harming you, then you try it and it works, I'm all for it, okay?
Right.
But I don't know that much about the product, and Creig is willing to look at it for you. I think that's a big deal. So
Okay, I'll see if I can bring it on by there. I live clear up on the north end. But
yeah. Well, if you're by any time, let him.
You don't have to do it tomorrow, Steve. Just if you're down on this other end, just stop in.
Okay.
Okay.
I used to use bag balm years ago. That was for my hands, and that worked good too. But I don't know. That might be approved by the FDA. I'm not sure.
Well, they do sell it at the store for human consumption as a moisturizing agent. It's a real greasy thing. They use it for cow udders, but people use it on their feet and their hands, and it really does soften up your skin. But along that line, there's no substitution for just putting your body in water. That will get moisture into your skin, and using an emollient to keep it on, keep the water in there. So you soak your body in water, and then you trap the water in your skin by using a lotion or a grease on over it. So that's the best way to moisturize your skin.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Thank you for calling. Appreciate you tuning in. So yeah, sometimes I don't really know how many people watch the show, but then you're out in public and they tell you, "Oh, I watched the show. I see."
Oh yeah, I get a lot of comments in the office.
Yeah.
Hey, good show last night.
Yeah.
You guys did a good job.
Yeah. So, but we don't have I know Chuck dropped off some stuff for me to look at the vaccines, and it's just like, God, I wish I would, you just wish you had
the time.
The time to sit down there and do that. But we're like I said, I mean, medicine is tough today, and we'll see what, I don't know, I guess they're supposed to roll out the Obamacare repeal.
Reform,
and replace. Yeah. I think Trump when is he giving his?
Tonight.
Is it tonight?
Yeah,
Oh,
tonight.
maybe that's why they're not watching this. We're on that. I don't know what time that is.
He couldn't take precedence over it.
Sure he could. Sure he could. He's been fun to watch. Though,
I have enjoyed the last 4 weeks more than you know. I have really enjoyed.
Yeah, and I didn't really watch. Of course, I didn't watch the Academy Awards last night. But then on the news this morning, I saw that mess up, and I'm thinking, that's.
Well, you know what they said? They figured that it was the Russians that tapped in and given the wrong information.
Well, that would be a good one. Yeah, they got in there and do that. But, I heard that some of the congressional people that are even Republicans want to get behind this. It's almost like they know something that maybe we don't know, but time will tell.
I think just looking at what's happened the last 4 weeks compared to 4 weeks ago, he's still catching a lot of grief from the left, but I think people are starting to go, you know what, maybe this guy is for real.
Well, I know he's
making an effort. It's not like he's not making an effort.
No, he's a star in the Republicans. But this country's been divided, so it doesn't matter. 50% love him, 50% hate him. But his approval rating amongst Republicans has gone pretty high, so people are pretty happy with that. So,
well, and you know what he does? What I have seen is he is making an effort to keep his word.
Yeah.
And I can't remember seeing that.
No.
I cannot remember seeing it.
No, and it's true. I mean, politicians, like they were in. I mean, I think they had. I was listening to TV this morning. They had Bush on, and he said, the president is a president. You campaign, and then you get there, and you realize that it's not just. It's so easy to critical, and you realize there is something to the job, and I think there's a lot of responsibility to that. But I think he's a man that's perfectly cut out for it, only because that's what he does every day.
Yep.
He expects results, and he expects people around him to give him results, and there's nothing wrong with that.
He's not a politician.
No. And you know what I heard and I read over the weekend that was really astounding. What politics really is. Politics is phrasing your comments and what you say so as to please or affect the people around you. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if you're not political, you're going to say what you need to say at that particular time to get the message across. Mm-hmm. So in the terms of that definition, Trump is anything but a politician. right? I
Yeah,
mean, because he does not give a you-know-what about what he says and how it's going to affect the feelings or manipulate other people. But a politician will tell you what you want to hear, or say what is politically correct, which means so as not to ruffle the feathers, not to piss you off.
And that's why they don't get anything done.
That's why I don't get anything done. So definitely he is not a politician, and he continues to say what he needs to say to do what he needs to do. And I think that's the way you are in the office. I don't sugarcoat anything. You got a problem. I use the, when I get some diabetics that come in here, I use the Fast Time. Do you remember the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah, Spicoli.
Spicoli,
Yeah.
right. That's what I tell people. I mean, you know, he orders the pizza, and Mr. Hand says, you know, and he goes, well, it's just, you know, this is our time. So if a patient comes to me and they're not compliant, I'm saying, listen, I mean, if you're wasting your time, then you're wasting our time. And if you're wasting our time, you're wasting my time. And I don't want your blood on my hands, so maybe you need to find another doctor. We'll be right back.